The following matchup is presented and played with Hockey Blast Express, a product of Play Games LLC, copyright 2023, all rights reserved. Welcome to this week's episode of the Hockey Blast Express Hour. Today's episode, we have a great one on hand for you, as today's episode will feature two countries that stand as the fiercest international rivalry of all time. It's Team USA versus Team Canada as they go at it in a three-game series, all in one action-packed hour. Game one, we will see the teams featured from the following events, such as follows. Game one, we will see Team USA take on Team Canada from the Olympic Winter Games in Lake Placid from 1980. In game two, we will have those two teams lock up again, this time from the 1981 Canada Cup. And of course, who cannot forget the special the special penalty shot event that TJ Oshie put on in the Sochi Olympics from 2014. It's three games under one action-packed hour for Rivalry Night. Stay tuned for game one and puck drop coming up next. Before we get into this battle between the U.S. and Canada for today's episode of the Hockey Blast Express Hour for Rivalry Night, we need to decide who will be the home team for Game 1. So just like before in the with the Sweden and Finland matchup, we will roll these three d6 that I have from my copy of History Maker Baseball Express, or excuse me, or I should say History Maker Baseball. I will roll these these three dice here, and whichever team, USA or Canada, will is the highest, they will host. They will be the host team for game one, aka the home team. So with that being said, US will roll first. They have a 6, 12, 13. So 14 or higher, Canada will host. Oh, and Canada gets a 5, 7. So Team USA will be the home team for game one. So stay tuned coming up next, as we will have the 1980 Olympics team lead things off for this battle between two fierce countries and two top countries, or I should say the top two thrilling countries in hockey history. Stay tuned for game one between Team USA and Team Canada. We would like to take the time to send out a special thanks to our Play Game sponsors for sponsoring today's episode. Today's episode of the Hockey Blast Express Hour is brought to you in part by Bitty Beer. They say it's a blend of hops, rice, and barley that gives Bitty Beer its distinctive taste. But we know better. It's our brewing process that gives our beer that one-of-a-kind flavor that no premium beer can match. Our vats have never been clean, so there's an itty bit of history in every can. Bitty Beer, the beer for folks who can't afford better. And we remind you, if you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please remember to drink responsibly. And by Doc Cola, the official cola beverage of the Play Games community. Doc Cola uses the finest imitation ingredients that bring you that sugary blast of caffeine you've come to know and love. With twice the sugar and three times the caffeine of any other major brand, Doc Cola is sure to keep you wired from dawn until dusk. So, while you're at it, take the Doc Cola challenge and see where our customers agree you'll never be able to wean yourself from refreshing Doc Cola. And by Ice Brew, the official brewery choice of the Play Games community. Brewed in the frozen tundra of northern Wisconsin, Ice Brew is a beer made for sports fans and tailgating. Our 150-year-old family recipe is brewed to make the most of every ingredient. We use hops, barley, wheat, corn, rice, oats, quinoa, spelt, malt, and sunflower seeds blended together with the finest water shipped in from the shores of Lake Michigan. One sip, and you'll agree there's nothing like Ice Brew. And by Pizza Kingdom, the official pizza joint of the Play Games community. At Pizza Kingdom, our signature New York pizza starts with the crust when we layer on our homemade pizza sauce, then load your pizza up with mounds of cheese. When it comes out of the oven, it's piping hot, golden brown, and ready for you to enjoy. And we give that majestic culinary work of art to Mikey, our 16-year-old delivery driver, who, who is as responsible as a tree stump. Pizza Kingdom. It was sure perfection when it's left in the store. Well, we are just about ready to get set for game one of this matchup between two fierce countries, two great hockey countries in Team Canada and Team USA. Since Team USA won the coin toss earlier, they will have honors of going first on the home side. And then when we get to game two for the 1981 Canada Cup teams, Team Canada will be the home team. And then for game three, for the 20 using the 2014 Sochi Winter Olympic cards, Team USA will be the home team. With that being said, your starting netminders for game one are for Team Canada, it'll be Robert Dupuis. And for Team USA, the legendary Jim Craig. With that being said, let's get the puck dropped and get underway. And we're going to begin today's festivities with a um, quality check for power between players 2 and 1. That's Broughton and Gregg. It looks like Randy Gregg has power, so he's going to skate on in to hopefully net a 1, 2, 3, or 4 on the. Hopefully not to net a 1, 2, 3, or 4, I should say, on the play save for Jim Craig. He can't. He doesn't, and Team Canada gets on the board first, courtesy of Randy Gray. Camera there. There we go. And we continue on in this segment here. Oh, we got a triple fives, and that's going to be a fight plus a momentum shot. Oh, we got fierce competition here. Who do we got here? It looks like, oh man, no fight rating, so it looks like neither player wins the fight. Nobody flips. So since no one at a fight rating, I'm going to say nobody flips. And there will be no scoring chance, we will move on to the next segment. Darn it! Thought we were going to get fisticuffs. Penalty check between players 2 and 3. Buzz Schneider and Dave Hinmarch or Hinmark. It looks like Buzz Schneider is going to go to the box. This Dave Hinmarch is going to rock and roll his way going to the net, and hopefully Jim Craig can net a 1, 2, 3, or 4 to make the play save, which he will do so to keep this game right where it's at, foiling Team Canada's Power play opportunity. And we will move on to the next segment. Quality check. This time it'll be for Star. It'll be against anybody on the ice for Team USA against player number 3. That's Warren Anderson. And again, the quality we're looking for is Star. And Warren Anderson is not going to win this one. So pick your poison between anybody on the ice that has Star. Lots of choices here. Lots of good players on this 1980 USA Olympic team. Um, hmm. I do want to keep the power play circle star symbols for both Johnson and Kristoff just in case. The circle will stay out there for Mark Johnson. So I'm torn between McClanahan, O'Callahan, and Mike Eruzione. You know what? I think I'm going to let the red die decide. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a reroll. Player number 3, that's Steve Kristoff. So Steve Kristoff will um, take the power play opportunity for Team USA as he skates on in to Robert Dupuis as he needs to net a 1 or a 2 to make the stop, which he won't. And Team USA ties things up, courtesy of Steve Kristoff, and it will be considered to be a power play goal. We stay put in this segment with a quality check between players 1 and 2. That's Johnson and Paul McLean. Excuse me, Paul McLean. Yeah, Paul McLean. The quality is smart. Both Johnson and McLean have smart. And that is going to be it for this segment. And we will move on to the next one. Oh, we got a visitor scoring chance of a 22, and it reads home goalie must make shot saves. So Jim Craig needs to net a 1, 2, 3, or 4 to make the stop, which he does so. Nobody flips, um, and that's going to be the end of the first period here for game 1 between Team USA and Team Canada, with both of these fierce hockey rivals all knotted up even at 1 apiece. We begin the second period with a quality check between players 4 and 1. That's Jack O'Callahan and Tim Waters. The quality we're looking for is smart. Both O'Callahan and Waters have smart. So we will move on to the next segment since there is no action here in this one. We got ourselves another quality check. This time it'll be between players 2 and 5. That's Rob McClanahan and Kevin Maxwell. The quality is power, and it looks like Rob McClanahan's going to win that one as he does have power. So he's going to skate on into Robert Dupuis to hopefully net a 1 or a 2 to make the play save, which he won't. In Team USA, the good guys take a 2-1 lead, courtesy of Rob McClanahan. We stay put in this segment with a visitor scoring chance of a 44. Any visitor player with a triangle creates a goal. Yes, pick your poison between Kevin Primo, Ken Berry, and Dan. Hopefully, I'm saying this right. Davalise, I think it's pronounced. If I screw any names up, I do apologize, but let me know if I pronounce that correctly. So it's between Barry Primo and Davalise. They both have a triangle. All three of them have a triangle. I do want to keep both the square and the power play circle star symbol out there just in case. So we're going to go with Dan DeVallis as he will skate on into Jim Craig to hopefully net a 1, 2, 3, or 4 and have a chance to make the play save, which you won't. And Team Canada ties things up courtesy of Dan DeVallis. We stay put in this segment with another visitor scoring chance of a 63. Any home player with a circle prevents a power play goal. Yes, Mike Ramsey has that circle printed out on his card. So he's going to prevent a Team Canada power play goal opportunity. And we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Oh, it's a home scoring chance. This time it'll be a 34. Home player in two, that's Neil Broughton. He creates a goal with a quality roll of hit or a triangle. Although he does not have hit, he he possibly does have a triangle since his card has a hollowed triangle out there. And let's see if he does. Scott, he does. Oh, and he doesn't. So Neil Broughton is tossed aside here. We will say he probably missed the shot off the post there, and we will move on to the next segment. Quality check between players 2 and 5. That's Schneider and excuse me, not Anderson, and Don Spring. The quality we're looking for is skill. Oh, Buzz Schneider is going to win this one as he does have skill. So he's going to skate in on Robert Dupuis to hopefully net a 1 or 2 to make the stop, which he will do so, keeping this game all deadlocked even at 2-all and after 40 minutes of play, we were tied in after the first period of game 1 at 1. We end the second period all deadlocked and even at 2 apiece. We start the third with a quality check between anybody on the ice for Team USA against player number 2. That's Kevin Primo. And the quality we're looking for is star. Again, pick your poison between anybody out on the ice for Team USA, as Kevin Primo will not win this one as he does not have star. So I think I'm going to go with, how about we give Mike Eruzione a chance? Let's give him a shot. So we're going to have Mike Eruzione win this battle over Kevin Primo for star as he skates on into Robert Dupuis, hopefully to net a 1 or 2 to stop the Eruzione attempt, which he does. Wow. And we move on to the next segment. Oh, and Kevin Primo needs to flip. There we go, before I forget. Quality check between both players in one. That's Brad Peary and Ken Morrow. The quality we're looking for is power. Ken Morrow has power, so he's going to skate on into Robert Dupuis to hopefully net a 1 or 2 to make the stop, which he doesn't. Team USA takes a 3-2 lead courtesy of Ken Morrow. We stay put in this segment. With a home scoring chance of a 61, Team USA has a chance to take this game out of reach. Any visitor player with a circle prevents a power play goal. Any visitor player with a circle prevents a power play goal. Yes, Randy Gregg has the circle printed out on his card as he will halt the USA um, or foil Team USA's plans to add on to their lead, keeping it right here at 3-2 in favor of the Americans. Quality check between both players in 3. That's Ken Berry and Bill Baker. The quality we're looking for is smart. Bill Baker is baking up some goods. He does have smart printed out on his card. So he's going to skate on into Robert Dupuis to hopefully net a 1 or 2 to make the stop, which he won't. And Team USA takes a 4-2 lead, and that probably will be your final score, barring a Team Canada comeback here in the next portion of this segment, and in the final segment, hopefully to probably go to the empty net mini chart. But we'll see what happens. Oh, and bite my tongue. Visitor scoring chance of a 24. Home goalie must make a spec save. So, oh man, Jim Craig is not known for a lot of spec saves in the 1980 Team USA on the 1980 USA Olympic team, because he needs to make a one or a two to keep this game right where it's at, which he won't. And Team Canada will add another goal. Let's see who scored it. 9. That's the player with the second best shot rating. So the best out there right now is John Devaney, and it will be Dave Hinmarch to net the 4-3 goal for Team Canada, as Team Canada looks to march their way back into this one. And we move on to the next segment. To the next portion of this segment with a quality check between players 3 and 5. That's Bob Suter and Stelio Zupancheek or Cheech or whatever. If I butcher any names, I do apologize. The quality we're looking for is star. No, neither player has star. Lucky, lucky, lucky. That was a lucky pull. Pull there. So we go on to the final segment here with a quality check between anybody in the ice for Team USA against Team Canada's John Devaney. I do. No, I'm sorry. He wasn't used. I'm sorry. The quality we're looking for is hit. The only player out there with hit for Team USA is Mark Johnson. So John Devaney's not going to win this one, as Mark Johnson's going to win this one over Devaney. Mark Johnson will skate on in to Robert Dupuis, hopefully net a 1, 2, 3, or 4. Excuse me, a 1 or 2, I should say, to make the save. Which he does, and we are going to go, folks, to the empty net mini chart. Let's see if Team Canada has a chance to send this game to overtime. 6. No, the game is over, and Team USA hangs on by a nail biter as they beat the 1980 Canada Olympic squad by a final score to take Game 1 of this Rivalry Night series by a final score of 4-3. Stay tuned for Game 2 coming up next, as well as we will have to take a look at our game summary presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products. And again, the official alcoholic drink of the Play Games community. What a game one we've witnessed here between the Miracle on Ice United 1980 United States team and the 1980 Team Canada. Welcome inside the Bitty Beer Game Studios for your game summary presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products. And again, we remind you, if you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please remember to drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste at a bitty price. It's Bitty Beer. For this game summary of game one of this triple threat episode that lets us relive the 1980s rivalry between these two fierce countries of the United States of America and Team Canada. For the United States, 4 goals were scored in this contest, with Steve Kristoff, Rob McClanahan, Ken Morrow, and Bill Baker all scoring for Team USA. The lone penalty in this game came from Buzz Schneider, as he was saved by a Jim Craig play save. Kristoff, McClanahan, Schneider, Erozioni, Baker, and Mark Johnson would all win quality checks. For Kristoff and Erozioni, they would win battles for star. McClanahan would win the battle for power. Buzz Schneider would win the battle for skill. Bill Baker for smart. And Mark Johnson for hit. For Team Canada, Randy Gregg, Dan DeValles, and Hidmarch all would score for Team Canada. No penalties would come at the expense of Team Canada's behalf, and the quality check wins. The lone quality check win came from Randy Gregg, who would win the battle for power. No key plays throughout this episode as we want to keep it fair and square with triple threat episodes. So, with that in mind, let's take a look at our 3 stars of the game for game 1 of this triple threat episode. Star number 3, I definitely have to give it to Randy Gregg, who scored a goal and a quality check win. Steve Kristoff, there were so many players to choose from, but I definitely would have to give it to Steve Kristoff for star number 2 honors, as he would net a goal plus a quality check win. And the first star of the game, Bill Baker, with the game winning goal in the third period for Team USA, would score, of course, the aforementioned game winner and a quality check win. Well, that does it for the 1980s Olympic teams for Team Canada and Team USA. Can Team Canada climb back in? Well, I guess we're going to have to find out because game 2 is coming up right now. And we're just about ready to set to go for game 2 of this fierce matchup in Rivalry Night between Team USA and Team Canada as we say hello to the 1981 Canada Cup teams for both countries for game 2 of this battle between two fierce countries, USA and Team Canada for in hockey for the Hockey Blast Express Hour of episode of Rivalry Night. With that being said, your starting netminders for game 2 of this matchup will be Steve Baker going for Team USA, and Mike Liot, or hopefully I'm saying that right, will be going for Team Canada at the other end of the ice. With that being said, Team Canada needs to win this one to send this to a winner-take-all game 3. To send this to a winner-take-all game coming up next with the 2014 Sochi Olympic teams for Team USA and Team Canada. With that being said, let's get this game underway. The puck is dropped, and here we go. And we're going to begin with a quality check between players 1 and 2. That will be Barry Beck and Rod Langway. The quality we're looking for is skill. It looks like both players have skill, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Oh, a home scoring chance. And it reads a 54. Visitor defense player in 5. That's Neil Broughton. He stops the goal. He stops a Team Canada goal with a quality roll of skill or a square. He does have skill and he does have a square well enough to stop the Team Canada goal from getting past both him and Steve Baker and into the back of the net. Penalty check between players 2 and 1. That's Duguay and Ken Morrow. It looks like both players have the same penalty rating of 1, and the ref says play on. If I catch you doing anything stupid, you're going to the sin bin. Another penalty check. This time it'll be between players 1 and 5. That's Larry Robinson and Steve Kristoff. It looks like, both players have the same penalty rating of 0.5, and that's going to be it. The same thing happened with the first penalty check, as both players have the same rating, and the ref says play on, but if I catch you do anything stupid, you're going to the sin bin. With that being said, we are scoreless after the first 20 minutes of play here for game 2, with Team Canada hoping to win this game to set up a winner-take-all game 3. But for Team USA, a win here would set them up for a sweep. We begin the second with a quality check between players 2 and anybody in the ice for the Americans. The quality we're looking for is power. The only guy out there on the ice that for Team USA with power is Dave Langevin. Yeah, I'm saying that right. Dave Langevin, as both Middleton and Langevin both have power, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Home scoring chance of a 23. Visitor goalie must make spec save. Oh man, Steve Baker needs to net a 2 or a 3 with a dot to make the stop, which he won't. And Team Canada will take the first goal of the game. Let's see who scored it. 10, second best shot rating. So the best out there on the ice right now is a tie between. Oh no, it's not. Excuse me. Is between. Or excuse me. The best out there on the ice right now is Brian Trottier. So Dennis Potvin will take home the honors of scoring the game's first goal for Team Canada as they take a 1-0 lead in this all important game to stay off of being swept, and hopefully to force a winner take all game for Game 3 coming up. Coming up right after we play out this game. We have a triple twos. Oh, triple twos. This is going to be a critical face-off. So we have the face-off rating of Trottier. The highest on there on the ice for Team USA is a tie between Johnson and Christian. I do want to keep. Well, actually, I'm okay with sacrificing one of the triangles. Mike Eves is not going to be it. So Mark Johnson will take this critical face-off, but he's going to lose with Brian Trottier having a face-off rating of 55. So Brian Trottier will skate on into Steve Baker to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop, which he won't. And Team Canada takes a 2-0 lead, courtesy of Brian Trottier. Or excuse me, off the well, either way, I forgot. It's off the goalie spec save rating, which was a fail either way. So the game stays put. So the score of the game is correct. 2-0. As I caught myself as I needed to look at the goalie spec save rating. In this case, it wasn't within range. So with that being said, it's a 2-0 lead for the Canadians, and we move on to the next portion here in this segment. Penalty check between players 4 and anybody in the ice for the Americans. Clark Gillies is the player in question. It looks like Team USA is going to go on the power play, so we're going to Clark Gillies is going to go to the box. So we're going to roll the red die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be a reroll. And let's see who will take the power play attempt. 1. That's Rob McClanahan. So Rob McClanahan will take this penalty check win over Clark Gillies as Gillies goes to the box. As Rob McClanahan moves in on Mike Liut. Hopefully net a 3 or 4 with a dot to make the stop, which he will do so. Keeping Team USA off of the scoreboard or to hopefully set up a winner-take-all Game 3. Quality check between players 4 and 3. That is Guy Lafleur and 4 and 3. Yes, Tom Gorans will be the other player for Team USA. The quality we're looking for is power. Neither Lafleur or Gorans has power, so that is going to be it for that segment, and we will move on to the next one. Penalty check between players 3 and 5. That's Ray Bork and Mike Eves. Ray Bork, get your butt in the box as Mike Eves looks to skate on into Mike Liut. Hopefully net a 3 or 4 with a dot to make the stop, which he won't. The shutout is gone. Mike Eves scores the first goal of the game for Team USA. And they are down by 1. It's 2-1. Still in favor of Team Canada. and Mike Eves will score a power play goal. We stay put in this segment with a quality check between anybody in the ice for the Canadians against player number one. That's Bob Miller. The quality is star. Miller is not going to win this one, so pick your poison between anybody on the ice for the Canadians, as anybody but Butch Goring will has star. Oh man, how about we go with Mike Bossy? Mike Bossy, the legendary New York Islander, Mike Bossy, as he will skate on in with Steve Baker to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He won't. Mike Bossy will seal the deal for Team Canada, as this game is probably out of reach for Team USA as he scores the 3-1 tally for Team Canada. Miller's gonna. We stay put in this segment with a visitor scoring chance of a 53. Home player in 3. That is Butch Goring. He stops the Team USA goal opportunity with a quality roll of power or a square. Although he does not have power, he does have that square printed out on his card, well enough to stop the Team USA goal scoring attempt to keep it right here at 3-1. With that being said, after 2 periods of play here in game number 2, it is all Team Canada as they lead it by a score of 3-1 after the game's first 40 minutes of of play. We start the third with a quality check between players 3 and 1. That's Danny Gare, or hopefully I'm saying that right, against player number 1. That's Ken Morrow. The quality is power. Both players have power. And that is going to be it for that segment. And we will move on to the next one. Penalty check between both players in 4. Oh, man. Dennis Potvin is going to go to the box as Richie Dunn is going to skate on into Mike Liut to hopefully net a 1, 2, 3, or 4 with a dot to make the stop. Which he won't. Team USA is not dead yet, courtesy of Richie Dunn. And it will be considered to be a power play goal if you are keeping score at home. Quality check between players 5 and 4. That is Wayne, the great one, Wayne Gretzky, against player number 4, Dean Talafu. The quality we're looking for is power. Both the great one and Talafu have power. And we will move on to the next segment. Penalty check between players 4 and 3. That's Clark Gillies and Warren Miller. Gillies, another trip to the box is coming your way. Warren Miller needs to score here. A four with a blank, 5 or a 6 will do so. No, it won't, as Mike Liut is standing on his head to keep the game right where it's at of 3-2. Quality check between players 2 and 1. Bob Gainey and Rob McClanahan. The quality we're looking for is star. It looks like Bob Gainey has star. He can put this game out of reach and not head off to the empty net mini chart, barring whatever happens with Team USA in the next portion that they score, as Steve Baker needs to net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop, which he will do so. And it looks like we are definitely going to go to the empty net mini chart, as this game ends within a 1-goal margin. Three. Okay, we're going to roll a die. If lower or equal to the total triangles, leading team goalie must make a play save. So I'm thinking It's for Team USA. So we have two. So leading team goalie, if lower or equal to try. Yeah. So what I'm thinking here is I'm playing it off as Team USA has the extra guy. So we need to roll a one or a two exactly, or the leading team goalie has to make the play save. Otherwise, the game will be over. Okay, so the leading team goalie has to make a play save. So Mike Liut needs to net a 3 or 4 with a dot to make the stop, which he does. Team Canada hangs on to win this by a nail biter. Game one was a nail biter. So is this game as Team Canada ties things up at one game apiece, sending it to the final game where we will see the 2014 Sochi Winter Olympic teams between Team USA and Team Canada for Game 3. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning. Excuse me, I should say. Stay tuned for the game summary as well as the series summary so far between these two teams, between Team Canada and Team USA. Uh, and stay tuned for Game 3 coming up next. Well, Team Canada manages to come back in this series as they would take Game 2 of this Rivalry Night series between their fierce rivals in the United States, with the 81 Canada Cup team for Team Canada winning over the United States 3-2. Your game summary for Game 2 is presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products. And again, we remind you, if you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please remember to drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste at a bitty price. It's Bitty Beer. For the United States, Mike Eaves would get on the board. Mike Eaves and Richie Dunn would all score their goals on the power play, and no penalties and no quality check wins came from the American side. For the Canadians, Dennis Potvin, Brian Trottier, and Mike Bossy would all score goals for Team Canada in the 3-2 win over the Americans. Clark Gillies would be saved with a twice by Mike Liut as he got saved by two play saves. But unfortunately for Ray Bork and Dennis Potvin, they were not so lucky as Team USA would score their lone goals on the power play. Mike Bossy would collect the lone quality check win for this game as he would win the battle for Star. And right at it, here are your 3 stars of the game for game number 2. Star number 3 I definitely would have to give it to Brian Trottier. He would score a goal and net a and net, I should say, a critical face-off win in the second period. Butch Goring would also make a key stop in the second period, and he would be my star number 2. And star number 1, Mike Bossy, would net a goal and a quality check win. And to be honest with you, he would net the game winner in the second period. With that being said, this series between the Americans and the Canadians is all tied up at 1-1. And this is going to be it, winner take all, as we head to the third game featuring the Sochi Winter Olympic teams for Team USA and Team Canada. Who's going to win? Let's find out right now. This is it. Winner take all, game 3 to settle it for this episode of Rivalry Night between Team Canada and Team USA. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to have 3 goalies interplay, so that way we can have a chance at to see what all the three goalies can do. Um, in that case, the starting netminders for Team Canada will be Mike Smith. Period number 2 will be, team period will be Carey Price. And Roberto Luongo will start period number 3 and overtime. Same thing for Team USA. Jimmy Howard will kick things off for Team USA, followed by Ryan Miller and then Jonathan Quick. So you will see some goalie action movement in this game than you would in the previous games that we put on here for this episode of Rivalry Night, just to see um, those guys play out. So with that being said, let's get right into Game 3 and let's see who will take home bragging rights and, of course, Team Glory for Team Canada or Team USA. The puck is dropped, and here we go. We're going to begin Game 3 with a quality check between players 4 and 5. That's Kevin Shattenkirk against Drew Doughty. Quality we're looking for is hit. Of course, Drew Doughty is going to win that one, as he does have hit, as he's going to skate on into Jimmy Howard to hopefully net a 1, 2, 3, or 4 to make the stop, which he will do so. Jimmy Howard makes the stop on Drew Doughty to keep this game right where it's at, of a scoreless tie, as we move on to the next segment with a visitor scoring chance of 61. Any home player with a square stops a Team Canada goal. Yes. David Backus or Ryan McDonough are going to be your lucky contestants here, as they both have squares. Since McDonough was flipped, we'll go with David Backus, as he does have that square printed out on his card, and he stops the Team Canada goal from getting past him into the back of the net of Jimmy Howard. Quality check between players 2 and anybody in the ice for Team Canada. Joe Pavelski will be the lucky player in question, as we're looking for star. Pick your poison between anybody out there on the ice for Team Canada. I think it's going to be a tie either way. We're going to let the red die decide. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be a reroll. 5, that's Jay Bouwmeester. So Jay Bouwmeester will tie Joe Pavelski for star, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Penalty check between players 2 and 1. Derek Stepan and Steven Stamkos. Both guys have the same penalty rating of 0.5, and so far so good in this winner-take-all game number 3, as both teams are held scoreless through the first 20 minutes of this hockey game. We begin the second period with a quality check between players 2 and 1. David Backus and Patrick Marleau. It looks like the quality we're looking for is star. Patrick Marleau does have stars, so he's going to skate on into the goalies, as we are now in the second period of the game. So Ryan Miller will come in, and Carey Price will be the netminder for Team Canada. Patrick Marleau will skate on into Ryan Miller, as he needs to make a 3 or a 4 with a dot to make the stop. A 4 with a blank won't do it, as Team Canada will score the game's first goal, courtesy of Patrick Marleau. We stay put in this segment with a quality check between anybody anybody out there on the ice for Team USA against player number 1, that's Chris Kunitz, for the quality of hits. The only players out there with hit other than Pavelski are Wheeler, Parisi, McDonough, and Callahan. I think we're going to go with Ryan Callahan, as stack number 5 is a big stack, as I put every player in there so that way they have a shot to get on the ice. So both players have hit, and we will move on to the next segment. Home scoring chance of a 24. It reads, visitor goalie must make spec save. Oh, Carey Price he needs to roll a 1 and exactly a 1 to keep Team USA off the board. He will not. Team USA ties things up, and let's see who scored the goal. 2, fourth best shot rating. So the best out there right now is a tie between Wheeler and Parisi. The third best shot is Joe Pavelski. Oh, actually, no, excuse me, a three-way tie for the best, Wheeler, Pavelski, and Parisi. The fourth best is going to go to Max Pacioretty. So Max Pacioretty will score the goal for Team USA. And we will move on to the next portion in this segment. Visitor scoring chance of a 54. Home player in 4. That's Ryan McDonough. He stops a Team Canada goal opportunity with a quality roll of speed or a square. Although he does not have speed, he does have square well enough to keep this game deadlocked even at 1 goal apiece. Here in this winner take all game 3 for this episode of Rivalry Night. Penalty check between both players in 4. That's Pietrangelo for Team Canada and Ryan Suter for Team USA. Unfortunately for Mr. Ryan Suter, he's going to go to the box as Alex Pietrangelo will skate on in to Ryan Miller to hopefully net a 3 or a 4 with a dot to make the stop, which he will do so. Let me drop my cards here. So Ryan Miller makes the stop on Alex Pietrangelo to keep this game right where it's at of a score of 1-1 as we move on to the next segment. Penalty check between players 4 and 1. Kevin Shattenkirk and Steven Stamkos. Both players have the same penalty rating of 0.5, and we will see how this final period goes down as we are heading to the third with the score at 1-1 as Team Canada and Team USA will bring in their final goaltenders for this all-star winner-take-all showdown between Team Canada and Team USA as Roberto Luongo goes in net for Team Canada and Jonathan Quick goes in net for Team USA. Visitor scoring chance of a 34 to begin this third period. Visitor player in 1. That's Patrick Marleau. He creates a goal opportunity with a quality roll of power or a triangle. Yes and yes. Patrick Marleau is going to skate on into Jonathan Quick to hopefully net a 3 or a 4 with a dot to make the stop. He does. Keep this game right where it's at. Quality check between players 1 and 2. That is Blake Wheeler and John Tavares. The quality is star. It looks like John Tavares has star. So he's going to skate on into Jonathan Quick to hopefully net a 3 or a 4 with a dot to make the stop. He does. Keeping this game right where it's at, folks. Tense moments here in the third. Penalty check between players, anybody in the ice for the Americans against player number 2. That's Jeff Carter. There's no way we can have Team Canada go on the power play. So it's either dot we tie or blank USA is going to go on the power play. We'll roll the decider die. Dot we tie. And it looks like Team USA is going to go on the power play. So we'll go right across from them with Jeff Carter. We'll go right across from them, with Joe Pavelski as Jeff Carter is going to go to the box. As Pavelski will skate on in Roberto Luongo to hopefully give Team USA the go-ahead goal. A 1, 2, or 3 will not do so. It will not. Roberto Luongo stops Joe Pavelski right in his tracks. And we head off to the final segment here before we go to overtime, possibly with a quality check between players 1 and anybody in the ice for the Canadians. James Van Riemsdyk will be the player in question. The quality is star. Folks, it looks like we're going to go to overtime. So we are going to have. We'll have the red die decide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be a reroll. 5, Rick Nash. So Rick Nash um stop the will tie Van Riemsdyk for star. And folks, we're gonna go to sudden death overtime. Visitor scoring chance of a 23. Home goalie must make a spec save. Jonathan Quick needs to net a 1 or a 2, or Team Canada is going to win the game. He doesn't. Team Canada will take this episode of Rivalry Night coming down from 1 game to none. They win the next 2 and win it by a score of 2-1. Let's see who scored the goal. 8, player with the best shot rating. That's a tie between Duchesne and Jonathan Toews. It'll be Duchesne. And it'll be Jonathan Toews. So Jonathan Toews will score the game winner in overtime as Team Canada beats Team USA in this Rivalry Night challenge, in this Rivalry Night episode featuring the best of the best between Team USA and Team Canada. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Rivalry Night. Stay tuned for the game summary and, of course, the episode summary coming up next, presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products. Well, it looks like Team Canada is going to win this battle between these two fierce countries between for this episode of Rivalry Night as Team Canada takes it in stunning fashion in overtime by the final score of 2-1. Your Bitty Beer game summary for Game 3 is as follows. Max Pacioretty would be the lone scorer for the United States, with Ryan Suter being the lone penalty would be the lone penalty man as he would be saved with a play save, and no quality check wins coming from the Americans. For Team Canada, Patrick Marleau and Jonathan Toews would be the goal scorers for the Canadians, with Jonathan Toews sealing up the game winner in overtime. Jeff Carter would be the lone penalty man for Team Canada as he would be saved by Roberto Luongo in the third period with a play save. Quality check wins came from Drew Doughty early on in this game with hit, Patrick Marleau for star, and also John Tavares with star. And here are your 3 stars from this game 3. Of course, Patrick Marleau would be star number 3. It was tough, but I'm definitely going to have to give it to him for star number 3 honors, as he would net a goal plus a quality check win for Team Canada. Max Pacioretty would be star number 2 honors, as he would tie things up in the second period with the game tying goal. And of course, Jonathan Toews gets the first star honors as he would net home the game winner in overtime. We hope that you are enjoying the Olympics so far this year for in Milano Cortina. But unfortunately, this is all we have time for today here on the Hockey Blast Express Hour that featured a great triple threat and our final triple threat episode of the year between Team USA and Team Canada. But never fear, let's see what's coming up next time here on the Hockey Blast Express Hour. And it looks like we're going to return back to the NHL as the Stanley Cup Finals rewind will hit the tabletop once again, as we are going to see another classic Stanley Cup Finals matchup that featured the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Nashville Predators in a battle for in the back. I would say the battle of gold teams here. Oh man, oh man! But who will come out on top of this matchup and lift Lord Stanley over their heads? Guess you're gonna have to tune in next time here on the Hockey Blast Express Hour. We hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Hockey Blast Express Hour. We look forward to bringing you more episodes of Rivalry Night, Stanley Cup Finals rewind matchups, and goal scoring frenzy in throughout the 2025-26 National Hockey League season.